app called Yap. And you can create your own apps very easily, especially for conferences. So you're going to download the Yap app, and then there's a code that you put in to download the Yap especially built for today. Inside our app for today, there is a little posting board where you can post pictures and comments. So if you want to play along and don't have a Twitter account, you can do so on your the Yap app. So we'd love for you to participate with that. We do have technical assistance here. Our wonderful technician, Jacob Martinez from Fort Sam Houston. The guy, we can't see him because he's in camouflage, but Jacob is here, so he can help you out with that. Before we get started, this just came to us. This is late breaking news. How many of you go noodle? Anybody at the elementary go noodle? Right? Hey, teacher. Are you ready? Okay, yeah, okay, you go noodle. All the high school teachers are going, what the hell's going on? What are these strange people doing? Okay, we have an incredible announcement I want to bring up from Go Noodle, Harry Wyoma.
Hello. So I'm Perry, your Go Noodle guy. So for those of you who don't know, Go Noodle is a free website full of super fun videos. Teachers using the channel Classroom Energy to help kids stay focused and learn. As of yesterday, we can now say that Children's Health has sponsored about 50 counties in Texas for Go Noodle Plus. So if you are a teacher or a parent in Bexar County or any of the counties surrounding Bexar and many other counties in northern Texas, you are now sponsored for Go Noodle Plus. That gives you more content. It gives you Go Noodle activities that are academically focused, that actually can be customized to support anything that you are teaching. So stop by my workshop, I have 2 of them today, and Go Noodle with me and find out more. So congratulations, it's the largest sponsorship in Texas and possibly the country, and it's a great investment in the health and welfare of Texas children. So congratulations.
Thank you, Perry. Thanks for being here. I love the way Perry always introduces himself as the Go Noodle guy. Does that actually say that on your card? Go Noodle guy. So now when people ask about Go Noodle, you can say, hey, I got a guy. All right? We got Go Noodle Premium. I got a guy. All right? I'll hook you up. I got a guy. When we first put together today's conference, we thought about not having any kind of keynote address, and we thought, let's just jump right into the meat of the matter and go into sessions. That's what they're here for. And then as we started seeing how many people were registering, we thought, we really need someone just to bring us together, someone to get us focused and get us off on the right start. And then I saw someone who had put in proposals for a presentation, and it's Corey Shiflett. I don't know how many of you know Corey, but as soon as I saw her name, I called Corey and I said, there's something I want you to do. I said, I want you to add a little something to your plate, as if it's not full enough already, and I want you to start us off with a keynote. And I said, I even have an idea for you, because every tech conference you go to, Corey will be there, okay? So together we came up with Confessions of a Tech Conference Junkie. You can read her bio in the program, you can learn all of that. I just want to talk about Corey personally. Those of us on Twitter, we're always conversing with each other, and we're sharing ideas, and then after about a year, you see somebody and you go, I know you. And you just know them from Twitter, and you've never actually physically met them. As soon as I met Corey, there's just this warmth, this happiness that came about. She's a glow of sunshine, and not only that, she is so dedicated to continued professional development, improving her own skills, and then sharing that with others. And that's why I invited Corey to start us off today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Corey. You're on.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So happy to see so many faces. I'm going to put this back up here. I'm by no means a professional speaker, but I am a coach, so I'm a cheerleader. My name is Corey Shiflett. I'm originally from Beaumont, Texas. I'm a digital learning coach from Georgetown ISD. Georgetown is north of Austin, so I'm coming to you from Area 13. And like I said, I'm not a professional speaker, so I have my notes here because I tend to be a little scatterbrained, but I'm excitable. And once I get to talking, I can keep on talking, but this is not what today is about. It's not about me, it's about you. So I'm here today just to share a couple of notes from my tech conference experiences. And anywhere I go, if you've ever been in a room with me before, I always share my why, my story. And it's my mother. Her name is Josephine Coburn. She was a public school teacher for 40 years. She started off in 1969 in the state of Mississippi. When she started teaching, it was her first and only job, thank you. First and only job out of college. She's never had another job besides teaching. When she started teaching in Mississippi, the schools were segregated and women could not wear pants to school. Both of my parents are actually teachers, and that's why I did not want to be a teacher, because both of my parents are teachers. And then in 2009, she said, I'm going to retire, which kind of blew my mind because she's still able-bodied and I speak for, she's not gone, she's just at home. She's home retired. I say, why? Because you're this ball of energy. That's where I get it from my moms. You're this ball of energy. Everybody loves you. She's their mother. She's their grandmother. She says, I don't want to learn anything else about a computer. And she retired, and that changed my entire life. I decided to go back to school and get certified to be an educator. And that is my why, because every child deserves the best experience in school and the best teachers, and no teacher should have to hang up their hat because they're faced with a challenge. So that is my why. So, a little bit about me. Yesterday was my birthday. So you are my present. I'm a Generation Xer, child of the 80s. I didn't grow up with a lot of technology in the home, you know. My generation, we grew up and technology started to become commonplace in the home. My generation, when the internet became a thing, it used to have a sound. Do you remember the internet having a sound? And you used to wait, and now you're angry when your phone doesn't want to connect so you can check your messages. But in between generations, these Gen Xers, because you have the greatest generation in the baby boomers, and then you have Generation Y and the millennials. You have the Generation X, and sometimes we don't really fit into any category so well. People say we have digital natives and digital immigrants. Well, you have your digital natives, which are our millennials, who grow up and they might as well have a smartphone in their hand when they come out the womb. And then you have your digital immigrants, which are people who did not have that much technology in their lives when they were growing up, but they are starting to learn to adjust, whether they choose to learn to adjust or they try to avoid it altogether and just say, you know, those kids and their technology. Well, I don't really fit into any of those groups, so I coined the term digital Sherpa, which just means I'm going to be the guide between those two groups. And it's not really even a generational thing, it's an attitude. Because when you think, I spend a lot of time with pre-service teachers, and they're young and they're fresh and they have all their devices, maybe 2 or 3 on them at once. And they're going into the classroom and they really do not have a great idea about how to apply technology in the classroom. They use technology, they're very techno-literate, but they don't have a clue to how to help their students use this same technology for learning. And then I have my veteran teachers, and some of them are trying to embrace technology to the best of their ability. Some of them have the most wonderful spirits and want to learn. And it is a challenge. We understand it's a challenge, but sometimes you need a little help. So we have our digital Sherpas. And you don't have to be an expert. You just have to have that willing spirit. So that's how, that's really what got me into technology, my mother and my why, my experience. Now I want to share about how I came to be in this current position, because that's always very interesting. Beaumont ISD is where I first started teaching. I'm a product of Beaumont ISD. That's in Southeast Texas. If you know about what's going on in Beaumont ISD right now in the news, let me tell you that 99% of it's true. It's not in the best place financially, with the culture and the environment. And I want to tell you, I started off teaching math and science in Beaumont ISD. I'm doing service by not mentioning my school by name, since it is being broadcast. But we received a $3.6 million grant to do a turnover in this school. This is a Title I middle school. We've had about 94% of the students at the poverty rate or under. So each one of them received an iPad. We upped the Wi-Fi. We did lots of teacher training. We put smart boards in every room. We had that going really well for 1 year, and the administrator at the time, because there's a new administrator now, the administrator at the time did not want to sit down with us and talk about sustainability. So as of last year, 700 plus iPads are sitting in an unlocked book room, not being used. So I share that with you because I have a wonderful group of teachers who are with me at Beaumont SD, and not one of them are still in the district or at that school, but we still get together online, Region 5 chat. You can find us on Thursdays on Twitter. So if you start up Twitter, even though we're spread out, and I'm here in Central Texas, we have one teacher that's all the way in Japan right now, but we still have that spirit to learn and to share and to grow. So hopefully with the new superintendent and the new leadership where I am, where I was, they'll change directions and really put the students first and put the community first and do the right thing. But I mention that because that is a part of my learning. I do count that as a failure, even though I wasn't the one in charge of that project. I was a big part of that project. And I'm sharing that with you because failure is a part of learning. If you don't fail, you don't have coping skills, and I think I cope with that pretty well because that's a lot of money just to go to waste. But also, because the things that went wrong at this project is really a disservice for the students. And when we don't speak out about that sort of things, our silence is affirmation that we are in agreement. And so I do speak out about that in hopes that the new leadership would change. But I did want to share that story because I was a technology coordinator at that school. Now I'm going to tell you about where I am now. So I'm in Georgetown ISD now, and I absolutely love it. It was the best move I've ever made in my life. Pretty country, and they get a kick out of my Southeast Texas drawl, but I'm a part of a really great team there. Send shout out to my supervisor, Kim Garcia, who's also on Twitter. My whole team is on Twitter. That's how I found this job. So when I was ready to leave Southeast Texas and I knew there was no more opportunity there for me, I went on Twitter and said, hey, I'm looking for a new ed tech home. And I received so many hits. Out of all those hits, it resulted in 10 different interviews and 2 solid offers by the time I had to my deadline for actually moving before school started. I think I moved like 2 weeks before school started to Central Texas. And the whole process of getting vetted and being interviewed was very interesting. The most interesting experience was when I showed up for an interview and they said, did you bring a CD or a flash of your portfolio? And I'm like, this is a technology position, right? And they were like, yes. I'm like, well, I Googled all of y'all didn't Google me? And they didn't. So that instantly told me that's not a place I wanted to work. But also that you don't have to be a technology person to have a presence online to share your learning. So even if it is just simply opening up a free blog and just sharing, well, today I did this and the kids really did well or it didn't work so well, that sharing of your learning will benefit others, and it also helps you create a positive presence online. I'm not really going to get into the stories about all the teachers that come to me and say, hey, my sorority sister posted up a picture from us college, and can you help me get it down? Adults need digital citizenship too. There's one particular group on Facebook that I tend to avoid because they post the most unprofessional and surprising things, and they are educators. And it continuously blows my mind that these are educators from teachers up who are freely posting inappropriate and unprofessional things that will come back to haunt them sometimes sooner than later. We hear about teachers in the news all the time. So you want to create a positive experience on social media and on the internet, especially if you're trying to teach students to do the same. Lead by example. So that's really the end of my slides. I I just wanted to share with you some truths. I'm a very open person, and I really wanted to share with you a few truths to get your day started. First one is be present to prepare for your future. I do go to a lot of conferences, and they're not just ed tech conferences. I've gone to, last year I went to CAMP and CAST, that's math and science. So I'm there because learning is important. My mother was the first high school and college graduate in the family. I'm going to be the first doctor. I start school next semester. So I know, because I'm very frank, there's not a lot of minority women in the field that I'm in. Not saying there's a few, because there's a lot. There's not a lot that get recognized. And I know I have to have my pedigree in place, because I have the knowledge and I have the connections, but I know I have to have my pedigrees in place. So if you want to succeed in education, we can't count on a computer teacher. Because I got news for you, that's going away. There's not going to be a computer teacher teaching the kids skill. You can't miss out on the opportunities of learning because you are the lead learners in your classroom. How many people came here today so you can help your students prepare for a 21st century education? Okay, that was a trick question. Because the 21st century started January 1st, 2001. So if you're here to prepare your kids, we're already behind the curve. So we have to get with it. So please grab onto every opportunity to learn that you have. You are also stronger and more knowledgeable through your connections. I'm gonna give a holler to my friend Karima, who I met on Twitter, who came here today from Houston. She's from the Houston area. Karima, she's right there broadcasting. If you haven't met her today, stop by, exchange a few words with her, exchange Twitter handles, because she's very accessible. I'm not the know-all of everything, but what I don't know, she knows a ton about. So we are stronger through our connections. Make a connection. Birds of a feather do flock together, but the seasons are changing and not everybody has the opportunity to migrate to warmer weather. So you have to learn how to adapt. You really do have to learn to adapt, so you need to strengthen your connections. When you're with somebody who is very similar to you, you can explore a topic in depth. But when you're with someone who's very different than you, that's how you get your breath. So that's one of my last points I want to leave with you today. Do not hang out with your friends all day today. It's great, it's Saturday, hang out, but you're robbing yourself of an opportunity if you're doing this whole conference with the same people that you see all the time. Find somebody different, find somebody you don't know, have a conversation with them, sit next to them, acknowledge them, change contact information. Even though you're different, you'll be surprised that you do have a lot in common. And the biggest thing you have in common is that you've given a day of your weekend for your professional learning. So I'm gonna leave you with this. I'm changed through the people I've met over the course of the last couple of years, and I can never thank them enough. But as teachers, we do need to be acknowledged for our hard work and dedication. My allergies are starting to crank up. I'm not trying to cry, but it's my allergies. So I used to be a person, I am a little socially awkward, but I used to be a person that not make contact with people. But if you see me today, as you see others, please acknowledge them for them being here. Shake their hand. I'll give you a hug, even the highest high five you've ever had. Thank you for coming out today. Thank you for attending the very first Tech Field Day. Keep caring, keep wanting to be better, and don't let this be the last. So thank you.
I don't know why Corey said she's not a professional speaker. I think when things come from the heart, that makes you a professional, and that really came from your heart. We appreciate that. Just a few more announcements, and then sessions will start in about 15 minutes where you can kind of really look through the thing today. Be sure you download the app if you haven't. That'll help you guide you through the day, and it'll also let you participate in our Twitter challenge if you don't have a Twitter account. Most of the presentations, those that have been sent to us already, are posted on the website. Anytime you go to a conference, you get torn. Oh, I really wanted to go to this one, and now I want to go to that one, and how am I going to get the information? So we are hoping that all of our presenters give us information that we can post online. So all of that will be online and linked through our website. Any questions from anyone? Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry? It's Yap. If you go to our website, which is tinyurl.com/ no, it's not. Stop that. tiny.cc/tech-field-day. Is it 15 or 2000? I made the website. I don't even know. Okay, Tech Field Day 2015. Now with tiny.cc, it's case sensitive, so it's got to be a capital T, capital F, capital D. 2015. There is a tab in there for how to download the app. Okay, if you need any help, just let us know. Lunchtime, guys. Their lunch is on your own, and on the website there's also a Google map with all the area restaurants. Basically, what you're going to want to do is just go back up Winans Road. Okay, you're going to take a right on Harry Wurzbach, and when you get to the Harry Wurzbach Ritterman area, there's some nice little restaurants there. There's a Longhorn Cafe. If you go a little bit farther down to where Harry Wurzbach hits Austin Highway, there's a lot of fast food restaurants in there. A little hint, before you get to Ritterman, take a left into the parking lot of Lowe's, because most of those fast food restaurants are really in the parking lot of Lowe's. So that's the easiest way to get to it. And you can also jump out to to Ritterman, going that direction. As you leave, do not speed. If you get a ticket, it's a federal offense. And do not talk on your cell phone. Okay, they're very, very serious about it here. So just be very careful. Thank you all once again for coming. I'm here for any questions. Janine, Mary Jo, all of us are here to help. Have a great day. Tweet. Let's share this learning with the rest of the world. Thanks, y'all.